Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 maths. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability, and the lessons we're going to cover today are probability of opposite, mutually exclusive and overlapping events, experimental probability, make predictions, and compound events, find the number of outcomes. So let's just start with the first lesson. Okay, here I am on grade 8 maths. The chapter is probability. Let's just start with the lesson, that is probability of opposite, mutually exclusive and overlapping events. So basically we're going to learn what are these events. Okay, you flip a coin. What is the probability of heads or tails? Okay, so just listen to me carefully. Whenever we are working with a coin, you have just two outcomes. Either when you flip a coin, either it will land on head or tail. You have just two options, head or tail. Got it? That means you have 50% chance you will get head or 50% chance you will get tail. You need to calculate the probability of head or tail. So the probability of, here is the definition. Mutually exclusive events can never occur at the same time. That is the definition of the mutually exclusive events. They never occur at the same time. Like if you flip a coin, it never land on head or tail. Either it will land on head or either it will land on tail. Got it? If A and B are mutually exclusive, then probability of A or B equals probability of A plus probability of B. So they are basically the mutually exclusive. Either it will land on head or tail. The events head or tail are mutually exclusive. It's impossible for a coin to flip to be both at the same time. Like if you flip a coin, either it will land on head or either tail. So they are the mutually exclusive. They never occur at the same time. Got it? So probability of head is 1 over 2. The total outcomes are 2. So probability of head is 1 over 2. And probability of tail is 1 over 2. You just have to add 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. It makes 2 by 2. And when you simplify the answer, probability is 1. Got it? Okay, the next one is you pick a card at random, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. What is the probability of 5 or greater than 6? So probability of 5 is you have 4 cards, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the probability of 5 is you have one card out of the 4. So probability of 5 is 1 over 4. Got it? Then greater than 6, you have two numbers that are greater than 6, 7 or 8. Got it? So the probability of greater than 6 is 2 out of 4 because you have two cards out of 4 that are greater than 6. Got it? So you can just add them, just add 1 by 4 because you need to calculate the probability of 5 or greater than 5. That means you need to add both the probabilities, probability of 5 and probability of 5 greater than 6. So you just have to add 1 by 4 and 2 by 4. So it makes 3 over 4. Got it? This is very easy. You just have to understand the concept. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, you roll a six-sided die. What is the probability of greater than 5 or less than 2? So on a die, you have six numbers. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Got it? So you need to calculate the probability of greater than 5. Greater than 5, you have only one number. That would be 6. Got it? So the probability of greater than 5 is 1 out of 6. Hold on, let me. Okay. Because you have on a die, you have the numbers, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So probability less than 2, you have just one number that is less than 2. So the probability of less than 2 is 1 out of 6. Got it? Just one number is like this, that is, and then probability of greater than 5 is you have just one number that is greater than 5, it would be 6. Got it? So the probability of greater than 5 is also 1 by 6. You just need to add both the probabilities, 1 by 6 and 1 by 6. They have the same denominators, you just have to add the numerators. It would be 2 over 6, and when you divide them by a common number 2, it would be 1 over 3. Got it? It would be 1 over 3. Okay, the next one is you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of 5 or odd? You have to calculate the probability of 5. The probability of 5 is 1 out of 4. Got it? The spinner has 4 portions. Only one of them is 5. So the probability of 5 is 1 out of 4. Whiteboard is not working actually. I have ordered the new one. I will get in a day or two. So today we have to do orally. If you have any question, you can ask me again and again. I will try to make it clear. The probability of 5 is you have just one portion is 5 out of the 4. So the probability of 5 is 1 out of 4. Got it? And then the probability of odd, you have just one odd number. 3 is the odd number. Got it? So it would be 50%. It would be 50%. Okay, the next one is you pick a marble at random. What is the probability of not orange? So which is the correct option? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The total marbles are 8. So not orange means the probability of the green marbles. Got it? So the probability of not orange is 5 divided by 8, because you have the 5 marbles that are not orange and the total marbles are 8. It would be 5 out of 8. Got it? And just calculate, multiply it by the 100. 5 by 8 times 100 is, hold on, let me just, 5 divided by 8, and it would be 62.5%. So the correct option is 62.5%. Got it? The not orange are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marbles that are not orange. Out of 8, it would be 5 out of 8. Just divide 5 by 8 and multiply by 100. It would be 62.5%. Got it? Okay, you spin the spinner once. What is the probability of blue or green? So basically you need to calculate the probability of blue and green, and then you have to add. Probability of blue would be 1, 2, 3. Only 3 portions are green out of 9. 3 out of 9 is the probability of blue. Then you have to calculate the probability of green. Probability of green is 6 out of 9. Got it? So 3 out of 9 plus 6 out of 9, 6 plus 3 is 9. Yes, it would be 9 out of 9. That would be just 1. Got it? So it would be 1. You spin the spinner once. What is the probability of even or less than 3? You have two even numbers, 2 out of 3. Got it? And you have just one number that is less than 3. It would be 2 over 3. You have 2 is even, it would be 1 out of 3, and the less than 3 is also 1. 1 over 3, 1 over 3, it would be 2 over 3. The correct option is 2 over 3. Okay, you pick a card at random. What is the probability blue or yellow? Okay, you can think logically. You have blue cards and the yellow cards. Got it? You need to calculate the probability of blue and yellow. It would be 1, because you need to calculate the probability of both the cards. And you have just two pop. You have the cards just in two colors. That means the probability of total events would always be 1. So it would be 1. Got it? Or either you can do 1 out of 7 or 6 out of 7, then you have to add them. It would be 7 out of 10, it would be then 1. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. Okay, let's just start with the next lesson. The next lesson is experimental probability. We're going to learn what are the experimental probability. So let's just start with the example. Basically, the the experimental probability is the number of times an event occur out of the total number of trials, the total number of outcomes. Like for the coin, you have two outcomes, head or tail. So head occur 1 out of 2 and tail occur 1 out of 2. So that is the experimental probability of the coin. Got it? Now we're going to learn what is the experimental probability of different events. Let's just start with the first example. At Pizza Pies, 4 out of last 12 pizzas sold had pepperoni. What is the experimental probability that in next pizza sold will have pepperoni? So the total outcomes, the total pizzas are 12. Out of 4 of them are with pepperoni. That means the probability of pepperoni will be 4 out of 12. Got it? And you can divide them by the common factor. So it would be then 1 over 3. Got it, everyone? Okay, let's just start with the test question. It would be very easy. You just have to understand what is the experimental probability. So experimental probability is the, let's just start with the first example. Restaurants often slip takeout menus under Umar's apartment door. Umar has collected 20 menus, including 8 of the Mediterranean food, which is the experimental probability that the next menu slipped under Umar's door will be from a Mediterranean restaurant. So, which is the correct option? So, he collected 20 menus. The total menus are 20, and 20 out of 8 are the Mediterranean food. That means the probability of the Mediterranean food would be 8 out of 20, 8 over 20. Got it? And you have to write down the answer in the simplest form. It would be 8 out of 20. Got it? And the simplest form of 8 out of 20 would be, you can divide them by 4. So 4 times 4, 2 is 8, and 4 times 5 is 20. So it would be 2 over 5. That means the experimental probability of the Mediterranean would be 2 by 5. Got it? Okay, the next one is, yesterday, a car rental agency rented 18 vehicles, out of which 5 were coupes. What is the experimental probability that the first vehicle rented today will be a coupe. So which is the correct option? The total vehicles are 18. Got it? So it would be 5 over 18. Very good. The correct option is 5 over 18. Okay, the next one would be, okay, Halle's Pie Shop recently sold 6 pies, of which 2 were cherry pies. What is the experimental probability that the next pie sold will be a cherry pie? So which is the correct option? It would be 1 over 3. Got it? The correct option is 2 by 6, and you can write the answer in the simplest form. You can divide them by 2, so it would be 1 over 3. The correct option is 1 over 3. No one is answering. If you have any question, you can ask. I am here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, the next one is Rosa is sitting on a bench in the mall. She noticed that 3 out of the last 12 men who walked had beards, which is the experimental probability that next man to walk by will have a beard, which is the correct option. Yes, very good. It would be 1 over 4. 3 out of 12 means 3 by 12, and you can divide them by a common factor, so it would be 1 over 4. Very good. The correct option is 1 over 4. Okay, Emma has eaten 14 donuts over the past few months. Of these donuts, 4 were cream filled donuts. What is the experimental probability that the next donut Emma eats will be a cream filled donut? So, which is the correct option? It would be 4 over 14. And yes, that would be 2 over 7. You can write the answer in the simplest form. So, it would be 2 over 7. Okay, the next one is a factory inspector found flaws in 2 out of 14 wooden box. What is the experimental probability that the next wooden box will be flawed? So, which is the correct option? It would be 2 over 14, and that equals 1 over 7. Got it? Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is make predictions. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, of the pizzas recently sold at Pizza Times, 8 had pepperoni and 8 did not. Considering the data, how many of the next 20 pizzas sold would you expect to have pepperoni? So basically, you just have to predict the answers. Got it? The experiment, you have to calculate the experimental probability, like the pepperoni. 8 pizzas are pepperoni and 8 did not. That means the total would be 16, 8 over 16. Got it? So the probability of the pepperoni is 1 over 2. Got it? Experimental probability is 1 over 2. Now you have 20 pizzas. So 20 divided by 2 is, because you have 50, experimental probability is 1 by 2. So you need to do 8, 6, 20 divided by 2. That means for the next time, 10 pizzas would be pepperoni. Got it? That is, you are going to make the predictions of the event that occurs already. You're considering the data that is used, and then you are going to predict the probability of the new data. Got it? Let's just start with the questions. Okay, you selected a marble without looking and then put it back. You do If you do this 8 times, what is the best prediction possible for the number of times you will pick a blue or an orange marble? So the total marbles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marbles you have. Got it? So if you do this 8 times, what is the best prediction possible for the, like, you picked marbles 8 times and the marbles would be blue or orange. So calculate how many marbles are blue and orange. You have 5 marbles are orange and 2 marbles are blue. That means if you did this 8 times, 7 times you selected blue and orange. The eighth one is not either blue or orange. Got it? So the correct option is 7. Just think of the question and answer logically. Like, you selected the marble 8 times, and out of the 8 times you need to select the blue or the orange. Got it? So 7 of them are blue or orange. You didn't select the eighth one, so that means you did selected blue or orange 7 times. Got it? So the correct option is 7. Okay, the next one is, you select a marble without looking and then put it back. You do this 7 times. What is the best prediction possible for the number of times you will select a marble that is not purple? So you did this 7 times. The total marbles are 7. You need to select the one that is not purple. Yes, you have 4 blue. That means 4 times you selected the blue marble. Got it? The correct option is 4. Okay, the next one is, on her recent free throw attempts, Whitney made 6 shots and missed 4 shots. Considering the data, how many her next 5 free throw attempts would you expect Whitney to miss? So out of the 6, she missed 4. Got it? So if you calculate the probability of the missed shot, it would be 4 out of 6. Got it? That means 2 out of 3 it would be. So you need to calculate 2 out of 3 would be, hold on, it would be 2 divided by 3 is 66%. Got it? That means 66% shots she missed out of the 6. You need to calculate 66% of the 5 shots. Got it? It would be it would be 2. The proper 4 out. Oh, the total shots are 10. Sorry, sorry. 6 shots. Whitney made 6 shots and missed 4 shots. So the total shots are 10. No, but yes, it would be 4 out of 10. Got it? She missed 4 shots out of 10. So the experimental probability would be 2 over 5. Got it? You need to calculate 2 over 5 of 5. So 5 and 5 got cancelled out and you are left with just 2. That means she missed 2 shots out of the 5. You need to multiply 2 by 5 times 5. So 5 and 5 cancel out and you are left with 2. No, that would be 2. It would be 2. The correct option is 2. Okay, a factory inspector found flaws in 2 out of 10 wooden block boxes. Considering the data, how many flawed boxes would you expect the inspector to find in the batch of 20 boxes? So just calculate the probability from 2 out of 10. It would be 2 out of 10. That means it would be 1 out of 5. Got it? The probability of wooden boxes that are flawed is 1 by 5. Just multiply 1 by 5 times 20. Got it? 1 by 5 times 20 is, you need to do 1 by 5 times 20. 1 by 5 is the probability of the flawed boxes. So it would be, you need to do 1 by 5 times 20. 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 4 is 20. That means out of the 20 boxes, 4 of them are flawed. Which question you are answering? 8. It would be 4. 4 boxes are flawed in the 20 boxes. If you flip a coin 2 times, what is the best prediction possible for the number of times it will land on tails? Which is the correct option? Yes, it would be 1. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is compound events. Find the number of outcomes. Compound event means you are going to combine 2 events. Compound means you are going to combine 2 events. Got it? You pick a card at you pick a card and roll a die. How many outcomes are possible? So they are the 2 different events, cards and die. So the outcomes for the cards are 5 because you have 5 cards, O, P, Q, R, S, and die has total 6 outcomes. So when you are going to calculate the outcomes, the total outcomes for a compound event, you need to multiply the outcomes of both event. So the card has 5 outcome and the die has 6. You need to do 5 times 6. That means the total outcomes are 30. Got it? 5 times 6 makes, it would be 30. You can see here, you can make a like when you selected the card O, you have you selected a card O and roll a die. You have 6 possibilities. Either it will land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same outcomes for the card P. When you selected the P card, it will have same 6 outcomes. So when you count the total outcomes, you have the total 30 outcomes. Got it? So whenever you have to calculate the outcomes of the compound events, you just have to find the outcomes of both the events and then you have to multiply them. Got it? Okay, you pick a card and flip a coin. How many outcomes are possible? So which is the correct option? For the cards, you have the outcomes are 6 because you have 6 cards. And for the coins, you have 2 outcomes. Either it will land on head or tail. So for the compound, for the outcomes of both the events, you need to do 2 times 6. That means the total outcomes are 12. Got it? You have the total 12 outcomes for both the events. Okay, the next one is you pick a card and you spin the spinner. How many outcomes are possible? So which is the correct option? For the cards, you have 6 outcomes. You have 6 cards. And for the spinner, you have 4 outcomes. Either it will land 3, 4, 5, or 6. So you need to calculate the total outcomes. So you need to do 6 times 4. Got it? So it would be 6 times 4. That would be 24. So that means the total outcomes for both the events are 24. Okay, the next one is you pick a marble and spin the spinner. How many outcomes are possible? So how many marbles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 marbles and 4 outcomes for the spinner. Got it? So you need to calculate the total outcomes. You have to do 7 times 4. Basically, you have to multiply the outcomes of both the events. Got it? It would be the outcomes of compound event. 7 times 4 is 28. That means the compound event has 28, 28 outcomes. So the correct option is 28. You flip a coin and pick a marble. How many outcomes are possible? So for the coin, you have two outcomes. Either it will land on head or tail. And for the marble, you have one, two, three, four, five, seven marbles. So it would be, you have to multiply the outcomes of both the event. It would be 7 times 2. That means the correct option is 14. Got it? So that means you have 14 outcomes for both the events. Okay, the next one is you flip a coin and spin the spinner. How many outcomes are possible? So which is the correct option? It would be 2 times 4 because the coin has the two outcomes and the spinner has 4. So it would be 2 times 4. That means the total outcomes for both the events are 8. Got it? Okay, the next one is you flip a coin and spin the spinner. How many outcomes are possible? So which is the correct option? It will be 2 times 2. So that means the total outcomes are 4. The correct option is 4. Okay, you can complete the test by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 7 maths. The chapter we're working on is probability, and the lessons we have covered today are probability of opposite, mutually exclusive, and overlapping events. Then we did experimental probability, make predictions, compound events, find the number of outcomes. So please make sure before the next session you have to complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Got it? If you have any question, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions if you have any. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.